Nakabenta ki khobor ke baman kasngi subscribe yo Antor News. Kashlem wat bnia bati bnia halor ka kam hi ka jing nang jing start ka jela kabla yo naka office ka bapaka katna Directorate of Education Research and Training Annex ka badon hamalki. Ya kate ka office tray kam bahedu ka DERT la pli paidbah ado mentri rangba aga jala u Conrad Sangma haka pratrik unaitung arhaja arpoar haka sngi ula pli paidbah ya ka Directorate of Education Research and Training Annex hamalki Shillong la sendran yu mentri rangba ado mentri katanat puli puti uba lakmen remboy ka kong amperin lengdo ka badai ka MLA jong kani katany u additional chief secretary uba DP walang bat kiwei de uba lakmen remboy kumusembot kongsan haka jingkren DRT hakisnem menshua om judon bakan mau yakani ka office Henry ki kam ki balale nakabenta ka bet ka biang jong ki khenna school kalong ka jingmen toy lapet singa ute ment ula ong shushuru ba dei tang hakini ki khendiat snem baladep ba ka DERT class dang pau bha nakadaw ba ki nong hikai ki hab ban pendep ya ka DLED ba ki paidbah ki sayo jing tip shapang ka DERT habayo jingkren na u nakaliang mentri rangba aga jala u Conrad Sangma kumukongsan ula pensingau baka jala megalaya kadai kawai ne ki jala ka baduna breu laide New York bat ki wei de ki jala ki badon hakari India kadai ke kamram jong baro kinong shong shnong banno senyang nakabenta kayo ka kot haka jala ban pet ya ke ai ka baki samla ki la ban le hakini kisngi ki banwan u Conrad ula ong shushuru ba ya kayo ka kot ka jala ka shong haka puli puti kadai ru ka wei nakabenta baka sorkar ka phai khmat bha hadu menta hapadeng ki jing ki ding pen kyang ki bakaya kandu ka sorkar habaya dei bat ki nong hikai school bat ki wei de namar ka jing dawa ya ka jing nang jing start la ya tu mentri rangba ka sorkar jela ka don ya ka thong ban kenjo hakini ki suppose nem ki banwan ka jela kan dei ka wei ne ki jela ki badon haka top 10 hakari India la ong chief minister Conrad Sangma
she would be at a position in the near future to be able to keep those issues in mind and take appropriate action. So it was very appropriate for the Honorable Speaker to raise those concerns. But while those concerns were being raised, there was a reaction from one of the MLAs, Mr. Plie from the BJP. And in an occasion or in a meeting like that, where they are garnering support for their candidature and being a BJP candidature or BJP nominated candidature, it would have been appropriate for, or I would say it was not appropriate for the reaction that we saw that day by the Honourable Minister and the Honourable Minister. So it was a very inappropriate behaviour. I have to add to that, that it was not correct, especially in front of the presidential candidate. It did not look nice to do that. So UDP was obviously in its, in support of the president. They had that meeting yesterday. And as I said, I had met the Honourable Speaker and he had also communicated me about the meeting that they had. And so I told him that definitely I've taken note of this. And as and when we move forward and we will take appropriate action as and when it is necessary. So I give him the assurance that I will definitely look into that.
So what sort of...
On what way it is done. But UDP has done it, and I have also already shared with Honourable Speaker what concerns were there. So that's it. And I think beyond that, I will not be able to share the details.
So does this incident indicate that all is not well within the MDA?
I don't think so. One individual has raised a concern, or one individual has stood up when the Speaker spoke. It happens. But as I said, the moment and the timing and the presence of the people who were there was inappropriate. You have raised it. Otherwise, there have been many incidents where we raise concerns and we argue, we debate, we don't agree on decisions together. That's how coalition works. And since we are in different parties, it's a natural process for a coalition to discuss and to debate and to argue on many things. But we've always come to a conclusion that whatever the debates take place, we will always be together, and that's how it's been.
So will you call the cabinet minister for explanation?
I'll take a decision at the appropriate time.
So will be dropping him from the cabinet?
As I said, I'll take a decision at the appropriate time.
So someone has recently said that.
Thank you very much, and definitely it is another step forward in our efforts to make sure that tourism moves forward. We are working in different ways and means to improve the overall tourism scenario in the state, and this is a recognition of it. But I think it's just a step forward. There's much more to be done, but we do thank the organizers for having given us this recognition and award, and it means a lot to us because it is a motivation and a pat on the back to especially the officials and the department, and more importantly the stakeholders like the tour operators or the hoteliers, even the taxi drivers, to show that the efforts of everybody is today bearing fruits, and we are on course to make Meghalaya a bigger destination for tourism. So we are very happy and proud, and I congratulate all the stakeholders who have contributed to this award. The ministers have differences in my decision or differences with me, and we have discussions with them. And whatever is discussed and private with me, be it any individual, be it an MLA or a party leader or any citizen of the state, that is between the individual and me. So I don't think it's appropriate for me to share about that. Unless, as I said, it's done in public like it was done that day, then it's not appropriate, and that too in front of the presidential candidate. But whatever happens with me at my level and individually in a closed door room, I have many discussions with many MLAs and leaders and citizens also, and in many situations, different situations can come up, but then we always figure out a way to resolve it.
So can we see
MDA support, it's a support by every individual party. Every individual party has MLAs, and therefore they were asked and they were called by the BJP separately. I was called there as the NPP president and as the MLA of the NPP. Similarly, the UDP MLAs were called by the president of the BJP, Mr. Mauri, as the UDP. So therefore each individual party was called, and so therefore the question of we raising an issue as an MDA was not there, because right now this is an election and each party has the right to raise their concerns. And as I said, there are no problems and issues in raising concerns because this is the highest office in the country, and it is appropriate for us as voters for that particular election to raise our concerns, and that's what the Honorable Speaker as the UDP President had done, and I think of course the actions were very appropriate.
another question is being raised, why
Abdullah